Devaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatam Vyasam Tato Jayam Udiraye Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityaṁ bhāgavata-sevayā Bhagavati uttamashloke Bhaktir bhavati nashtaki Ārādhayo Bhagavan Vrajesha Tanayas Tadhama Vrindavanam Ramya Kachitupasana Vrajavadhu Vargena Va Kalpita Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam Pramanamamalam Premah Pumartho Mahan Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu Matamidam Tattradharana Paraha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin iti namine Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschata Desha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. Thank you so much, dear worshipable devotees, for joining. Today we are going to start back from Śrī Caitanya-caritāmṛta to Srimad-Bhāgavatam. It's a very, very nice chapter, as we all know. We all celebrate this chapter, we all celebrate this month, we all celebrate this pastime in ISKCON every year, right? So this is going to be very, very nice, because in a month, approximately, the Kartik month will be here, and we are meditating upon this chapter. We'll be relishing the verses from Shukadeva Goswami. So just to give a brief background of so far, we have covered the first 8 chapters of Srimad-Bhāgavatam. Canto 10 is basically the activities of the Supreme Lord, Lord Hari, Lord Kṛṣṇa. The chapter 1 is entitled The Advent of Lord Kṛṣṇa, the introduction, which talks about how Kṛṣṇa is the Supreme Lord, and how Krishna Katha is all purifying. Then in chapter 2, the demigods' prayers in the womb, when Krishna was in the womb, the demigods are praying. And then finally, the birth of Lord Krishna, which we all just celebrated, Janamashtami. Then Devaki offers prayers, and Krishna takes from the 4-handed to the 2-handed form. And then finally, Kamsa, then of course, then Vasudeva goes, exchanges the babies, comes back, and then the next chapter, atrocities of King Kamsa, chapter 4. Then Kamsa starts to send different kinds of demon as soon as he gets to know that Krishna is born and is in Yashoda, in Gokul. He starts to send different. And then there's a chapter 5 entitled Meeting of Vasudeva and Nanda Maharaj, where the hint of first demon is given, that Kamsa is very nervous and he has started to send demons. So the first demon, ladies first, that's a joke. Putana, he sends the first, Kamsa Mama sends toys. He sent the doll, so he broke the doll. Krishna broke the doll by killing Putana. Then he sent a helicopter, Trinavrata. Krishna also killed that demon. Then we discuss also about the Mridabhakshan Leela. that was the last chapter, and we discussed multiple reasons also why Krishna ate dirt. And finally, in the end of the chapter 8, we saw that how Krishna shows the universal form in his mouth to Mata Yashoda. So, and now we come to this wonderful chapter, which is entitled Mother Yashoda binds Lord Krishna. So, let's begin. So there is a summary here. Maybe one or two devotees can read this. Yeah, maybe I would like to begin this. And then you might.
Please go ahead.
I'll just read first paragraph. Dandavat Pranam devotees. While Mother Yashoda was allowing Krishna to drink her breast milk, she was forced to stop because she saw the milk pan boiling over on the oven. The maidservants being engaged in other business, she stopped allowing Krishna to drink. Being engaged in other business, she stopped allowing Krishna to drink from her breast and immediately attended to the overflowing milk pan. Krishna became very angry because of his mother's behavior and devised a means of breaking the pots of yogurt. Because he created this disturbance, Mother Yashoda decided to bind him. These incidents are described in this chapter. Next, please.
Yes, Vipul can continue.
One day, the maidservants being engaged in other work, Mother Yashoda was churning the yogurt into butter itself. And in the meantime, Krishna came and requested her to allow him to suck her breast milk. Of course, Mother Yashoda immediately allowed him to do so, but then she saw that the hot milk on the oven was boiling over, and therefore she immediately stopped allowing Krishna to drink the milk of her breast and went to stop the milk on the oven from overflowing. Krishna, however, having been interrupted in his business of sucking the breast, was very angry. He took a piece of stone, broke the churning pot, and entered a room where he began to eat the freshly churned butter. When Mother Yashoda, after attending to the overflowing milk, returned and saw the pot broken, she could understand that this was the work of Krishna, and therefore she went to search for him. When she entered the room, she saw Krishna standing on the ulukhal, a large mortar for grinding spices. Having turned the mortar upside down, he was stealing butter hanging from a swing and was distributing the butter to the monkeys. As soon as the Krishna saw that his mother had come, he immediately began to run away, and Mother Yashoda began to follow him. After going some distance, Mother Yashoda was able to catch Krishna, who because of his offense was crying. Mother Yashoda, of course, threatened to punish Krishna if he acted that way again, and she decided to bind him with rope. Unfortunately, when the time came to knot the rope with which she wanted to bind him was short by a distance equal to the width of 2 fingers. When she made the rope longer by adding another rope, she again saw that it was short by 2 fingers. Again and again she tried, and again she found the rope too short by 2 fingers. Thus she became very tired, and Krishna, seeing his affectionate mother so tired, allowed himself to be bound. Now, being compassionate, he did not show her his unlimited potency. After Mother Yashoda bound Krishna and became engaged in other household affairs, Krishna observed 2 Jamala Arjun trees, which were actually Nala Kubera and Monigriva, 2 sons of Kubera, who had been condemned by Narada Muni to become trees. Krishna, by his mercy, now began to proceed toward the trees to fulfill the desire of Narada Muni. Hare Kṛṣṇa.
Thank you so much, Thank you so much, Nandini, Mataji, and Vipul Prabhu, for reading this nice summary. I'm sure all of you have heard this summary, not only the summary in great detail, this wonderful pastime. Not only once, but at least 10 times or more. But this is the sweetness of Bhagavatam. We may have heard this story 10 times or 10 million times, but if we have really heard, then every time we hear, we feel joy. And if we hear and if we feel that, oh, I already know this, I already know what's going to happen, I already know that's boring, it's the same stuff, that means we have not really heard. So let's dive into this wonderful chapter and prepare our mood for the upcoming Damodar month, and so we can relish this chapter, relish this sweet Damodar Leela, his naughty childhood pastimes. And this is the real medicine for the disease of material fever. So with that, let's begin. Text 1. Okay, who wants to read? The 1 and 2 are together. Anyone wants to try?
I can try.
Yes.
Hare Krishna devotees, then the pranam all close to Śrī Prabhupada. Ekada graha dasishu Yashoda gehini karmantra nihyukteshu nirmamanta swayam dadi yani yani ha gitani tatpala charitani cha dadi nirmanta kale smaranti tanya agyata. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Śrī Prabhupada ki jai. Sri Sukadeva Goswami continued, one day when Mother Yashoda saw that all the maidservants were engaged in other household affairs, she personally began to churn the yogurt. While churning, she remembered the childish activities of Krishna, and in his own way she composed songs and enjoyed singing to herself about all those activities. Purport. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakura, quoting from the Vaishnava Toshini of Srila Sanatana Goswami, says that the incident of Krishna's breaking the pot of yogurt and being bound by Mother Yashoda took place on Deepavali Day or Deepa Malika. Even today in India, the festival is generally celebrated very graciously in the month of Kartika by fireworks and lights. Especially in Bombay, it is to be understood that among all the cows of Nanda Maharaja, several of Mother Yashoda's cows ate only grasses so flavorful that the grasses would automatically flavor the milk. Mother Yashoda wanted to collect the milk from these cows, make it into yogurt, and churn it into butter personally, since she thought that this child Krishna was going to the houses of neighborhood Gopas and Gopis to steal butter, because he did not like the milk and yogurt ordinarily prepared. While churning the butter, Mother Yashoda was singing about the childhood activities of Krishna. It was formerly a custom that if one wanted to remember something constantly, he would transform it into poetry or have this done by a professional poet. It appears that Mother Yashoda did not want to forget Krishna's activities at any time. Therefore, she poetized all Krishna's childhood activities such as killing of Putana, Aghasura, Shakatasura, Trinavarta, and while churning the butter, she sang about these activities in poetical form. This should be the practice of persons eager to remain Krishna consciousness 24 hours a day. This incident shows how Krishna conscious Mother Yashoda was. To stay in Krishna consciousness, we should follow such persons. Very good. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, so wonderfully explained by Srila Prabhupada. So we can, as long as we, Janma Karma Chame Divyam, always have to think about Krishna, hear about Krishna, so that way, and Mother Yashoda, who is the topmost devotee, was always thinking of Krishna. And Prabhupada nicely explained how we can learn the activities just by anything. If we want to remember, if we make it into a poetized format, we can easily remember. So even the meaning will automatically come when we start remembering those verses. So in that way, she was thinking about Krishna, killing very many demons and wonderful activities, and she wanted to give the best of the best milk, because she was thinking that, of course, this is all Leela, thinking that Krishna was liking the butter of Gopas and Gopis. Please add, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. It's a beautiful verse to meditate upon. Whenever we see Srila Shukadeva Goswami is telling a story, a new pastime, it starts with the word ekada many times. If you remember, in the previous chapter we memorized a verse. Anyone remembers? It starts with ekada. Ekada kridamanaste Ramadya Gopadaraka Krishno mridam bhakshitvan iti matra nivedayan. You remember that? We tried to learn that. That when Krishna was eating mud or dirt, Ramadya Gopadaraka, Balram and other Gopas come to Mata Yashoda and they complain, "Oh Krishna mrida bhakshitvan." Krishna has eaten dirt. Now here, a new pastime is starting. And what is Srila Shukadeva Goswami is telling? Ekada grihad dasishu Yashoda nanda gehini. Grihadasishu. That means the Mother Yashoda had multiple assistants to assist her, to serve her. Because she is the queen over in Vraja. Rajendra is Nandamar, Rajendra. Rajendra Nandan is Krishna. But she's the queen, and of course she has multiple assistants. But that day, as mentioned here in the purport by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, it was the day of Deepavali. Deepavali or Deepa Malika. Both the meaning are same, means like an array of lamps. A row of lamps, Avali. So basically it was a day off, kind of. They were busy in other things. Generally, they would milk the cows, they would do a lot of household chores, but that day in particular, Mother Yashoda, Nanda Gehini, the queen of Nanda Maharaj, was engaged. She personally was engaged in what? Dadhi Nirmanthane Kali. She was doing Dadi Nirmanthana. Manthan means churning. Samudra Manthana. So she was doing Dadi Manthana. And for those who make butter with hands, you know that the butter is basically made up of yogurt, and then yogurt you churn, and then churning, then butter comes, then charge comes, and so it's a derivative of yogurt. By churning yogurt, we get the butter. So Mata Yashoda was engaged in Dadi Nirmanthana. Yani iha Gitani. Oh yeah. Nirmanthana Swayam Dadi. Yeah, that's the point. So this word Nirmanthana is coming twice. And Dadi is also coming twice. Twice means that there are different verses, but they are together. So the point here is that she engaged other ladies, other Grihadasishu, in other activities. Karmantara Niyukta. And what was she doing? Swayam. Swayam means self. What was she doing herself? She was doing Dadi Nirmanthana. As a mother, it is her duty to take care of the household activities, right? And all of us have this question, hey, I'm very busy. I have a job and business, and I have to take care of home, kids, this, that. I have no time for Krishna. But I'm too busy. And Prabhupada says, look at Mata Yashoda. This incident shows how Krishna conscious Mother Yashoda was. And what is the lesson she is teaching us? Yani iha Gitani tadbala charitani cha. Yani iha Gitani. Geet ga rahi thi. Kiske? Bollywood, Hollywood, Tollywood? What kind of songs was she singing? Tadbala charitani cha. The qualities, these songs about Krishna's Bala Charitra, or childhood pastimes of Krishna, like how Krishna, does not notorious stuff, running after cows and playing and eating mud, and Putana came and all this. She would poeticize, as the word is used, poeticize, basically make a geet, song out of it. And while she was doing her work, smaranti tani agayata. Does it remind us of a verse? Maybe Lakshay can tell that while doing our work, remember Krishna. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, whatever you are doing, keep doing that work, but at the same time, remember Krishna. That's nice, but this is one particular in chapter 8 where Krishna says, while keep doing your work and remember me also. So 8.7. Remember? Who remembers? Tasmat sarveshu. It begins with this. Prabhu, you're on mute.
Yeah, so Mam Onishwar Juddhascha. So I remember that.
Yes, that's exactly. Mam Anusmarya Yuddhacha. Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu. Mam Anusmarya Yuddhacha. Mai arpita manu buddhir. Mame vaishyasi asamshaya. So this is practical application of that verse, is it not? Because what is Arjuna's work was fight. Mata Yashoda's work is to do Dadi Nirmanthana. Is it not? They both are pure devotees. They both are doing their duties the best way. And while doing so, smaranti, they are remembering Krishna in the form of a song. How many of you agree that remembering a poem is easier than remembering a paragraph? You agree? That remembering a verse, which is basically Geet, right? If you ask me, can you say the word to word exactly what Prabhupada has written translation? I'll not be able to say, right? Of any verse. I may, I'm able to paraphrase it or something. But the verse we can say as it is. Why? Because it's a Gita. Bhagavad Gita. So it's a song. So it's easy to remember. So Mata Yashoda would also remember these songs, but not material songs. She would not play. So what can we learn as a practical, in this day and age, like while we are cooking or while we are driving or while we are working, whenever time, place, situation, either we can do smarana, but smarana means very high meditation. Smarana is only possible when there is good shravana or hearing. So if we are not able to remember actively, but at least we can engage in shravana by hearing, right? Because when we hear, then at least the mind will try to focus on hearing, or it could be hearing kirtan, it could be hearing class, it could be hearing, Krishna conscious, basically kirtan or class, two main, ways or options to hear. So we can do that. And this day and age, technology has made it even easier. We all have phones and audio devices where we can put lectures, kirtans of Prabhupada, of senior Vaishnavas, of the Guru Parampara, and easily hear. No one is stopping us. There is full permission. 24/7. Some devotees even hear while they are sleeping. Did you know that? Because they put soft kirtan, so at least, because our ears are active, at least the spiritual senses are active. Who is stopping us, right? So very, very beautiful verse. And Mata Yashoda wanted to make something personal. Although she's the queen of Raja, but she always got, oh, my child is, so she's thinking, maybe, why my child is running and stealing. Maybe I'm not cooking personally, or maybe I'm not making preparations personally. That's why. So let me do, let me give a break to the other Grihadasi issue. Let me give a break to them and let me make personal butter from the best cows. Another word used here is Mata Yashoda's cows. Several of Mata Yashoda's cows. It is to be understood that among all the cows of Nanda Maharaj, several of Mata Yashoda's cows. So those are some special cows were there, where they're called Padmaganda cows. Like 8 special cows were there, it's mentioned. Nanda Maharaj has hundreds of thousands and lakhs of millions of cows, actually. Many, many thousands and thousands. You cannot fathom. But there were some very special cows who would eat special grass which was not watered, but to grow them, the other cow's milk was used to grow them. So special. As a water to give them the special milk of other cows. And like if we have to do some drink, let's say flavorful milk, like vanilla milk or strawberry milk or carom milk, what do? We put vanilla extract, saffron extract, whatever. We put different extracts, isn't it? To make it flavorful. But look at how Krishna's cows were so special, right? Each and every point is so beautiful to meditate upon. That the cows would eat flavorful grasses and they would give flavorful milk. So beautiful. That's basically, that's the love of mother cows towards dear Krishna. So Mother Yashoda would not add flavors. Rather, she would directly, the milk would come directly, was very, very flavorful. And with that flavorful milk, she was churning personally to make butter. Why? Because she thought that this child goes to different neighborhood to steal. Maybe I'm, you know, she doesn't like, or he doesn't like the butter prepared by Grihadasi Shu. Therefore, he is not eating at my home, and therefore he is going out. So the whole intent here is Mata Yashoda's mood, Mata Yashoda's meditation, and I think it will come later also. Just meditating upon that, her qualities, her mood, her Krishna consciousness. And Prabhupada is saying in the last line, that's what we have to do. We have to follow her. If we have to develop the same love or follow in the footsteps of the Raga Atmika Bhakta, like Mata Yashoda, then we'll also one day get there. That means become a pure soul. So, a lot of wonderful lessons here, that whatever we do, we remember Krishna. Try to do ourselves the best we can, and try to poeticize. Poeticize word is used here. So basically, Mata Yashoda also knew some bhajans. Also, not some bhajan, lot of bhajans. So singing bhajan, Krishna jinka naam hai, Gokula jinka dham hai, aise Shri Bhagavan ko mera barambar pranam. Our Vaishnava Acharyas have given so many poems, so many bhajans, so many Gitas, Bhagavad Gita verses, etc. Whatever we like, we should try to remember. We should make our kids remember. This is really, really very nice. So, and full permission is given. Prabhupada is actually saying it. Basically, follow the footsteps of Mata Yashoda. That means try to remember Krishna all the time. And a good way to remember is through bhajans, is through Gita, is through the songs, is through Shravanam. So, and that day was especially the day of Deepavali as well. And what was Krishna doing? Anyone knows while this is happening? What was Krishna doing?
Playing with monkeys.
Not now. At this time, Krishna is sleeping.
Sleeping?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yes, Krishna is sleeping at this time. This is very early. This is very early in the morning, around 4 a.m. So Krishna is taking rest. And Mata Yashoda has breastfed Krishna and put her to bed, because children sometimes they want mother's milk multiple times a day. So right now Krishna is resting and Mata Yashoda is doing, because for those, I think I've heard that when the baby is sleeping, they can peacefully do work, right? For a young mother, that's the common realization, that when the baby is resting, if the baby is up, then they can't do household things, right? Because the baby needs attention. So Mata Yashoda is also showing us how to balance everything. So she was up quite early. So let's see what happens further. Any more thoughts before we move to the next verse? Okay, I'll read one more verse. I think Lakshay raised his hand. So Prabhu, you can read.
Text 5.
Text 3.
Text 2. Shomam Vasha Pitu Kati Kati
Vibrati Sutranadam Putra Sneha Snutakucha Yugam Chatakam Kampam Chasubhut Rajva Akarsha Shrama Bhuja Kalat Kankanau Kundalecha Srinam Vakram Kabara Vigalan Malatin Nilmanta. Translation: dressed in a saffron yellow saree with a belt tied around her full hips, Mother Yashoda pulled on the churning rope, laboring considerably, her bangs and earrings moving and vibrating, and her whole body shaking. Because of her intense love for her child, her breasts were wet with milk. Her face, with its very beautiful eyebrows, was wet with perspiration, and melodic flowers were falling from her hair. Anyone who desires to be Krishna conscious in motherly affection or parental affection should contemplate the bodily features of Mother Yashoda. It is not that one should desire to become a Yashoda, for this is Mayavad. Either in parental affection or conjugal love, friendship or servitorship, in any way we must follow in the footsteps of the inhabitants of Vrindavanam, not try to become like them. Therefore, this description is provided here. Advanced devotees must cherish this description, all is single Mother Yashoda's features. How she is dressed, how she was working and perspiring, how beautifully the flowers were arranged in her hair, and so on. One should take advantage of the full description provided here by thinking of Mother Yashoda in maternal affection for Krishna. Hare Kṛṣṇa, Prabhuji.
Well, thank you so much, Lakshay Prabhu. What is your message for everyone?
I understood that Prabhupada in the purport is saying that if anyone wants to be affectionate like a parent to Krishna, then they should try to be like the inhabitants of Vrindavana, especially Mother Yashoda.
Very good. Let's see this wonderful picture we can meditate upon. It's not exact, but at least some context it gives. So Krishna has not yet come into this whole scene. This is only, I don't have a picture of only Mata Yashoda churning butter without Krishna. Yeah, maybe this is even more apt. So Krishna has not come in this verse yet, but just Mata Yashoda is churning butter. And look at this. Shaumam Vasaha. Saffron and yellow color sari she is wearing. Vasa means vastra or clothes. Prithu Katitate. The large hips. Bibrati Sutranadam. They were moving as because imagine you're churning butter, moving, your body is moving, so the body, all the body parts are moving. Putra Sneha Snuta. Why was she churning butter? With love, out of love for her child. and Kucha Yugam, Jata Kampamcha. So all the body parts, her waist, her breast, all the body parts are moving, and she is perspiring also, shrama. So bhakti means to do intense shrama. Raju, so by pulling the rope, she's doing intense labor. It's not easy thing to churn butter, right? Has anyone tried ever the traditional way to churn butter, like I just saw in the picture, without using gadgets?
प्रभु जी देखा हुआ है मैंने, पर कभी ट्राई तो नहीं करा, पर हाँ बचपन में देखा हुआ है, हमारे रिलेटिव्स थे, उनके घर में चर्न करते थे, बटर को निकालते थे ऐसे.
Right. Nowadays we are so much into gadgets and machines and stuff. I mean, very rare people would be even knowing that butter comes from yogurt. What to speak of getting the churning, right? Did you know, Lakshay, that butter comes from yogurt? So doing intense shrama, she was completely perspiring, and she was working hard. She was working very, very hard out of love. That's the main point. Bhakti is loving devotional service. Bhakti is loving devotional service. So intense shrama is required. Bhakti is not just armchair philosophy. Bhakti is not just to know shlokas. What do we do with the shlokas? We follow them. Follow means what? Means follow in the footsteps of Mata Yashoda. To do intense labor, shrama. Ashrama. See, shrama anyways we have to do. Is it not? Everyone is doing shrama. Whether animal or human, everyone is doing shrama. But why is everyone doing shrama? To basically gratify their senses. But devotees do even more shrama to please Krishna. It's a joke and the truth also, that ISKCON devotees are more busy in the weekends than on weekdays. Why? Because there are so many programs, so much activity. Because materialistic people think, oh, weekend, oh, thank God it's Friday. It's the end of the week. Now I will just take rest, go and then sleep for 12 hours and just basically be in the mode of ignorance, go to some restaurant and eat, go to some bar or whatnot. But what devotees have their meditation, oh, the whole week I could not do much devotional service. They are doing, 4 o'clock they're going to go for Mangal Arati. They want to dedicate more time to bhakti. That whole week I could not do much service because of my work or whatever. Let me do more shrama. Is the mood of Mata Yashoda. And she was doing kirtan, right? We discussed that. She was singing, right? Yani yani ha gitani tad balacharitani cha. She's singing the song. But when we sing song, we also need musical instruments to accompany, right? It's always nice. So her two bangles, Kanak, Anau, the two bangles are moving. The kundala are nicely moving to and fro, back and forth. They're making that sound is basically like mridanga and kartal to accompany her kirtan. Isn't that so beautiful? And look at her further description is mentioned. So her vastra is her vastra are mentioned, her bodily parts are mentioned, her hairs now, her black hair swing now. And sometimes when we are working hard, so the sweat comes. So the sweats are like the raindrops, so poetic. Vaktram, throughout her face, because she is sweating because of hard work. And then there are malati flowers, because if the body is moving, there are flowers in her hair, and the body is moving and shaking, naturally the flowers will drop. And later also we will see when she'll start to run after Krishna, some other flowers drop at that time. Nirmanthana, all this is happening while she is doing Nirmanthana. The word is coming now in the first verse, in the second word, and then in the third verse also this word is coming, Nirmanthana. So many beautiful features. Why would a renounced soul meditate upon the beautiful form of Mata Yashoda? Because he's not meditating upon a woman, he's meditating upon a pure devotee, and he's beyond the bodily consciousness, right? So, and Prabhupada is exactly mentioning here, one should take advantage of the full description provided here by thinking of Mother Yashoda, how she is serving, how she is sweating for Krishna, how she is, moving her body for Krishna, how she is in the morning so eager out of love and devotion, working for Krishna. So this is a great meditation. And we should certainly meditate upon that. Any more thoughts, comments? In that way, we will also try to develop that love. Prabhupada is cautioning that does not mean we will become Mother Yashoda. That is Sahajiya. That is Mayavad. It's some people say, hey, you will become Yashoda, hey, you will become Nanda. This is not our parampara. Our parampara is, yes, we can develop and aspire to develop the mood of Mata Yashoda, become a pure soul in Raja, and it serve in the eternal pastimes of Krishna. That is absolutely fine. But it's not, one does not aspire or hey, I want to be Mata Yashoda. That's not the right mood. So her dress, her body, her hairs, her flowers, her body, her earrings, her bangles, right? We can meditate upon all those things. Her perspiration, transcendental perspiration, and her love for Krishna, most important. And because there is love for Krishna, how many of us have actually felt that? Sometimes we are tired, sometimes we are, not well, but still to do something for our children, we forget our own sickness or tiredness or exhaustion, right? Why? For a purpose too, because of the love towards children. So that shrama is not really shrama, it is called the burden of love. Out of love, the parents do so much for the children, even when they are tired, they are sick. Like a mother may be so tired, so really wanting to go to sleep, but the child cries and the mother, just attends and, feeds the child. So Mata Yashoda's love for Krishna is 100 zillion times more. That's just a number. We cannot comprehend that, but basically it's infinite. Any more comments? Any thoughts, additions anyone has?
Hare Kṛṣṇa Prabhuji. I was just thinking about like she was thinking that Krishna is going out and eating butter at other places, so it's me who is not making. Maybe I'm thinking differently, but she wants to make much better butter for Krishna, because he's not tasting, he's not getting a taste that he wants to eat. So she's like, she wants to give more and more love, make the food with love and offer it to him, so that he will enjoy the food that she prepares. So it's very inspiring to think that, okay, there is always a chance to make things better. um, that's one thing. Even though you may, and during the day we may think, okay, I did good service, but definitely there is, in the next day there could be a better way to think, okay, I can do much better than what I did before for Krishna. So still want to say that. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu. That's a beautiful reflection. His Grace Vashishka Prabhu says, ABS, always better service. There's always room for improvement, no matter whatever service we are doing, cooking or book distribution or coordinating a program, there's always room for improvement, always. Continuous improvement. Another, thing which he mentioned is, I live to be corrected. So we should always have that mood that what I'm doing is not sufficient. What I'm doing, there is a lot more to be done. There is a lot more way, a much better way to refine what I'm doing. So having that mood, when the glass is full, there's no way to learn more. So we should always, even in material circle, they say, stay hungry, stay foolish. You don't have, right? Basically, always be open to learning, always be open to feedback, always be open to improve. Because if I think, oh, I know the right way, whatever I'm doing is the right way, that's Ravana. He would never check with others. He would say, oh, whatever, my way or highway. Right? If you don't follow my way, you get out of here. That's what, like, Vibhishana was kicked out. He gave a good suggestion. He said, get out. No need to be here. But great souls like Ram, they took feedback. How can I improve? How can I improve? So this is a very nice point you mentioned. So she has that mood to continually improve her service, to do better service. And we all should have that mood. And actually, we should take feedback. We should take feedback from those who really know us, right? From those who know, because the mind is such that we may not see our own shortcomings ourselves. So we should do Guhyam Akheti Prichati, reach out to senior Vaishnavas and genuinely ask them. If we are genuinely hungry to improve, and if we please them, they will share genuine feedback, provided if we are ready to hear that. If they may feel, no, if I tell him something to improve, then they will take it in a wrong way, then they may not share it. Honest, humble people, they do make mistakes, right? But they're always open to learning, and then they take a feedback in the right perspective. On the other side, some people, if feedback is given to them, they may take it in a very judgmental way, and they'll give 10 reasons to prove what they are doing or what they think is the best thing. Again, like Ravana. Basically, they are closed. Their glass is full. They don't want to hear anymore. So they are not only closing the door for feedback, the next time that person or that devotee will say, no, sorry, I don't want to disturb you. Next time they will stop doing that. But on the contrary, if the person receives it in the right way, thank you so much, Prabhuji, Mataji, I didn't realize that I said something I should have not. I'm so, or I did something I should have not. I didn't, somehow this mistake happened. And I'm so grateful. I'm so thankful that you were so open and kindly you shared with me. So I will genuinely try to not repeat it. That's it's all mentioned very nicely in Gauranga Darshan Prabhu's book, which he shares. Comes from the Bhagavatam only. But I really like this point, which he shares multiple times. The two classes of feedback and the how to give feedback and when to give feedback and how to receive feedback, how not to receive and things like that. So very, very good. I think the essence is to continually improve our service and be always eager to do better. Thank you. Very nice point. Anything else before we wrap up? Okay, so it's almost 9 o'clock, so we will pause here. And I think, is it Ruby Mataji who's joined also? Or Upendra Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhuji. Me and
Haribol, let's say 3 times. Haribol for Upendra Prabhu and Ruby Mataji. Haribol, Haribol, Haribol. I think you're joining first time. You're very blessed, Prabhu. Thank you so much for your association. So, and I think you also are getting your Bhagavatam set, so you can also read. So thank you so much, Prabhu. Your association means a lot, and to everyone, your association means a lot. So now let's dive into the 10th canto of this wonderful Bhagavatam and encourage others also to join. So this is what the real nectar is. Let's do Nirmanthana. Let's churn this nectar together. Grantraj Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam Purana ki jai, Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai, Samaveta Gaur Bhaktavinda ki jai, Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha, Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
No.
Prabhuji.